Hi everyone, my name is Tanya Adhikary. Right now I'm pursuing LLM from Jogesh Chaudhari Law College. Today's topic of discussion is Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013, or more popularly known as the Anti-Rape Law Bill or the Nirbhaya Act. So why it is known as such? The amendment of this act came into existence after the Delhi's infamous and brutal Nirbhaya gang rape case. The case itself was so brutal, it was so pathetic, and it was so gruesome that a nationwide outbreak happened, and as a result, it forced the government to make certain changes to our existing rape laws, and as a result, this act came into existence. The act came into force on 3rd February 2013. It was passed by both the houses, the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha, along with the consent of our former President Shri Pranab Mukherjee. This act brought changes and amendment to our three specific categories of law, that is the IPC, Indian Penal Code, the Indian Evidence Act, and CRPC, the Criminal Procedural Code, especially to the sexual violence section. The act recognizes a broad range of sexual crimes which mostly women fall victim. It not only acknowledges the graver ones, it also acknowledges the lesser amount of crimes, the lesser variety of crimes, because these lesser crimes often escalate into the graver ones. So there are certain changes which the amendment brought in our existing law, and it was to make this happen. A committee was created under the guidance of our former Chief Justice J.S. Verma. The Verma committee mentioned certain changes that should happen in our existing rape laws. Those changes are 326A, acid attack, which imprisonment sentence was enhanced to 10 years. 326B, attempt to acid attack, which imprisonment sentence was also enhanced to 5 to 6 years of imprisonment. 354A, sexual harassment, it was also enhanced to 1 to 3 years of imprisonment. 354B, act with intent to disrobe a woman honesty and his content, it was also enhanced to 3 to 7 years of imprisonment. Voyeurism, it was also enhanced to 1 to 3 years of imprisonment. 370 to 370A, trafficking person for the purpose of exploitation, it was also enhanced to 7 years of imprisonment. The definition of rape was thoroughly explained in this new amendment. 376A, sexual assault inflicting injuries, it was also enhanced to 20 years with life imprisonment if the court thinks fit. And 376D, gang rape, it was also enhanced to 20 years, and if such gang rape is committed along with murder, it may enhance to life imprisonment. Now coming to the section 375, the rape section, it was thoroughly explained that what will amount to rape, what will include to amount to rape, and the specific part of consent, that is how consent can be treated, what is not consent and what is consent. This whole thing was explained under this section. So, under the new section, a man is said to commit rape if there is penetration of penis into vagina, urethra, mouth or anus of any person, or making any other person to do so with him or any other person. Insertion of any object or any body part not being penis into vagina, urethra, mouth or anus of any person, or making any other person to do so with him or any other person. Manipulation of any body part so as to cause penetration of vagina, urethra, mouth or anus or any body part of such person, or makes the person to do so with him or any other person. Application of mouth to penis, vagina, anus, urethra of any other person, or makes such person to do so with him or any other person. Lastly, touching the vagina, penis, anus or breast of the person or makes the person touch the same of that person or any other person. This amendment not only brought changes to the existing rape laws, it also penalizes if any police official fails to register a FIR. Under this amendment, it will be very essential for a police officer to treat a case like this with utmost preference, respect and responsibility, as well as and also it also penalizes medical practitioner if they fail to perform or if they fail to behave in a properly good manner with the victim of such cases. It expands, so the new amendment defines consent to mean an unequivalent agreement to engage in a particular sexual act, clarifying further that the absence of resistance will not imply consent. There are two failures of this act. Those are, one of the most notable omission of the act is its failure to criminalize marital rape. It is an exception to section 375 provided that wife is not under 15 years of age. And another one, earlier the offense of rape was gender neutral, while now this offense is a woman centric. Only a man is assumed to be capable of committing such offense, and that too against a woman only. The aspect of gender neutrality was required in following aspect, because sometimes it may happen a man or a transgender can face this kind of situation, or in few instances even a woman carried out sexual assaults against any other woman. So despite all these failures, or despite all this thing, the act was a very progressive step taken by the government towards to curb the violence that was happening against the woman. This act, Okay. Despite its flaws, the act bears a very progressive insight to make an impact and fight against the violence against women. However, the act itself is not sufficient to redress and seek justice for violence against women. For this, the government of India need to make colossal investment in building necessary infrastructure to deal with crime, supplemented with meaningful reform in judiciary. As well as the government have to build fast track women's court, more engagement of women lawyers and doctors to examine victim, and also modernization of the police system all across the India. Because the victim which has gone through this kind of situation is kind of like, rape is kind of like the murder of a soul. So we have to treat the victim, we have to respect the victim with utmost sincerity and responsibility. And this amendment act was it was a very good step taken by the government, but the government have to take more strict action, and the judiciary have to be more strict. That then only they will able to set an example for our society to curb the violence against women, or else the situation will get worse if the law itself is not strict enough to control it. So, concluding it, I would like to say that we have ample amount of deterrent punishment for offences against women. What is really required is, we need to change the mindset of the society. We need to change the mindset of the police. We need to change the mindset of the person to whom the victim will interact after the incident has taken place. We need to change the mindset of this person, because rape is such a brutal thing, it's such a gruesome incident that happens with a woman or any other person, and to revive the situation, it will be more pathetic for that person to do so. So therefore, we not only we have to bring strict laws into our society, we need to change the mindset of the people who are dealing with this victim in day-to-day affair. Then only we will really able to curb the violence of our society. The government as well as the society have to put hand in hand, and then only our society will able to change, and violence against women will be shortened down. Thank you.